What is up, my brethren? To all you guys that miss me, I know I've been absent lately. Life has just been crazy, fam. I've just gone back to school. I have to do a COVID test damn near every day. If you didn't know, I was vegan. I was actually vegan for 6 months. I just stopped, so I'm trying to accustom my body to eating meat again. Pause, no homo. And I started working out consistently again. So life's been busy lately. But to all of you that stayed loyal, and all of you that watched my videos, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And I appreciate that you guys got me to 200 subs, bro. This is gonna be the 200 sub special. You guys don't even understand how happy I am right now. Like, I hadn't checked up on you guys for a long time. And also, you can skip. I hadn't checked up on you guys for a long time. And I was like, yo, I have to check out my channel, because I love you guys. So I go, and I go to change channels from my browser to my YouTube channel, well, to my posting channel, and I see 202 subscribers. I'm like, whoa, when did this happen? God damn. I was like, my peoples are loyal. I appreciate that from so much. You don't understand. But anyway, on to the video. I don't even know what this is gonna be. You guys are gonna have to give me 3 seconds because I don't know what to make it. I was gonna make it with Deku had like a time manipulation quirk, but I don't know if I should. You know what I'm saying? Nah, fuck the time manipulation. Give me 2 seconds. What's a good quirk? Sorry, if you didn't know, my recorder actually cuts out a lot. But anyway, I decided when I run his quirks, it's not gonna be a quirk, more of he's gonna be a demigod. You know what I'm saying? So he's gonna be born in another universe and then transported to this one. So, Izuku, when Izuku is born, there's a giant storm. One of the lights that nobody had ever seen before. And the reason there was a storm is because Izuku is a son of Poseidon. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna say Poseidon has a wife, because why not? Sorry for all the noise. I'm gonna say Poseidon has a wife. However, Izuku does not come from this wife. He is a bastard. He's a bastard child. He was born to a not even a concubine, just Poseidon cheating on his wife, So he's a bastard, and his wife sees that this boy is born, and there was a storm all around him, which is something she's only seen Poseidon be able to do, which he is the only one that's able to do it. Zeus can throw down lightning at any time, but Poseidon, he can make storms like hurricanes and tornadoes and shit. And so, Sia, let's call his wife Sia. Sia sees this massive hurricane and this big ass storm around it, but it's stable, like stationed at this one house, and it's not lifting up the house. The house is just in the eye of the storm, and she's wondering what happened. Like, did Zeus give birth to another bastard child or something, or is like a god being born on the earth? Because that's forbidden. A god cannot be born on the earth. He has to be born on Olympus, unless it's a demigod. So she's like, obviously it can't be that. They know that the child would be fated be to live as a human or some bullshit like that. I don't even fucking know, nigga. I'm making up Greek history in this bitch. Anyway, so she goes, right, and she sees that Izuku Izuku has the same eyes and hair as her husband. And she's like, what the fuck? Because Poseidon, he has like very light blue hair and like yellow eyes. I'm gonna say, yeah. I'm trying to find a picture that looks like him still. So like I was saying, I was trying to find something of what he looks like. So this is his like final form, you know. This is like, you know, he's a demigod, so his true form is a demigod, and this is his true form. But this is what who do you say? Sia. She put a spell on him so that he would never develop his eyes, you know, because every god has these eyes, the black whites, and then the pupil is a different color, you know. So Poseidon's he has the black, what do you call it, the black whites in his eyes, but then his actual eyes are red. So he has blue hair, black thing, and blue irises. But Izuku has yellow ones. So she caused him to live like this, which means that Poseidon will never think that he's a demigod, because all demigods have those eyes as well. And so, when he is born, she causes him to look like this. And eventually, over time, his hair will darken. But anyway, that's besides the point. So, um, at the subtle age of one, my guy, Izuku, he's like a prodigy with his powers, right? He doesn't document everything. He has photographic memory of everything. So at 1 years old, he's pretty smart, especially because, you know, in Greek times you were expected to get smart even before you were before you were 5 years old or six, before, because people would abandon you. You know what I'm saying? So Izuku, he learned how to walk at 6 months old because, you know, he's a demigod, and he used to go out to the sea every single day to not visit his father, but you know, there was just something about the sea that enticed him, because whenever he would touch the sea, you know, he would feel at home, safe, you know. And that was just him. Poseidon didn't even know Izuku existed because Sia had hid him away from him. So um this is on Izuku's first anniversary when he turns 1, and the husband doesn't even know that his wife had an affair, because the boy has normal eyes, and in this time it was expected for someone to have weird eyes and blue and blue hair was normal to this world, you know, and the yellow eyes, they were just an enigma. So one day on Izuku's anniversary, he sneaks out of his house because they had like cooked his favorite food and stuff. He sneaks out of his house. He goes to the ocean, and he's like, okay, I'm 1 now, so let me just test out. He's like, let me test out what I can actually do, because he's never tested it out. So unlike Poseidon, he can't just control water. He can control water in all its stages, so liquid, gas, and solid. So out of nowhere, yeah, he's like, wait, the water's kind of cold. I want it to be warm. So out of nowhere, it's just the whole part of the ocean that he's in just starts evaporating out of nowhere. You know, he's like, no, too hot, too hot, too hot. I want it cold now, and it just freezes over not the entire ocean, but a good portion of it. And Poseidon, since he's connected to the ocean, just like Izuku, can feel this, you know. So he's like, hey, yo, what the fuck? I don't remember giving. I don't remember any of my children having the ability to do this, because the children of Poseidon are the only ones connected to the ocean. Any other god, they're not allowed to affect the ocean in any way except for the sun god, because his sun evaporates the ocean, um like involuntarily. But and so when Poseidon um he feels this, he's like, my none of my kids have the ability to affect the ocean. Those kids he had was Sia, which Sia is the she's the god of, I don't even fucking know. She's an elemental god as well. Her element is um her element is wind. Let's just say that. And she helps Poseidon create storms somehow, even though he doesn't need it. But anyway, so all of his kids inherit her power, the power to control wind. So he's like, yo, is is this a miracle? Have one of my children actually unlocked my power? Because he wants them to have this power, you know, because he knows that someday, if he dies, there will be no one to govern the ocean. So he wants somebody to be a successor. But when he goes up, he sees this strange boy that looks exactly like him, right? And this boy, he thing. Actually, let's not say that every god has those eyes. Okay, let's say gods, like pure gods, they have those eyes. And then the you can call them hybrids, you can call them half breeds, or you could call them demigods. They have the red markings across their face, or they have the blue marking, which would mean they're a weak demigod, So Sia puts the mark of the weak demigod on him, so that Poseidon wouldn't notice and would think that that's just the bastard son of Zeus, because if he didn't know, Zeus would sleep around like bear. So if a demigod has those eyes, that would mean that the demigod is the most powerful he could ever be, and could rival an actual god, or even a titan, like Cronus or something. So when Sia sees this, she's like, no, it can't possibly be, because her children actually do have those black eyes, because they're purebred. And she's like, how can this half-breed mongrel like have those eyes? But when she tried to kill him, it didn't work, so she put a curse on him instead. So Poseidon sees this kid playing, you know, with the ocean, and he swims up close to the kid. He's not talking to him or anything. He swims up close to the kid, and he's like, um, what the fuck? Like, I haven't sired this kid. Like, this nigga did not come from my ball sack. The fuck, I don't remember this. And whole time Poseidon doesn't even know what the fuck to do. Izuku looks like him. I'm not gonna lie to you. Izuku looks like him, but he doesn't see the red markings. He sees blue markings, and that's the sign of a weak demigod. And more time, it's not him that produces. He doesn't produce weak demigods. The his bastard children. They can usually either control the ocean, like Izuku's doing. Well, not control the ocean, but like control small portions of water, or like they have super strength and super speed and shit, or sometimes even just the ability to create storms. So Poseidon is perplexed, because like what the fuck does this kid have to do with me? Like, how does he control the ocean? He's thinking like, did mother and did mother have a new ch child? Like, cause he doesn't know, cause his mother, like, bro, like his mother is pretty much torturous, so she can't even have children. So he's just thinking about all the possibilities. Then it occurs to him that it could be his child, and so he goes up to Izuku, and Izuku is startled because he sees this massive man that is like a hulking amount of muscle. Give me a second, let me show you Poseidon. So Poseidon comes up to the boy in this form, because in this form, he still has like his trident, and he still looks like a god. But that's not like his battle form. So give me a second, bro. Fuck you, stupid. hmm Okay then. Okay. Fucking. If I downloaded that shit, how the fuck does it not show up though? Download image. Download the shit. This is his battle form. Damn, I'm sorry that took so long. So this is his battle form, right? But he doesn't show up in this because, you know, in his battle form, it's what he uses to fight like higher beings and stuff. And no mortal has seen it and survived, because if they seen it, he was fighting someone very powerful and they probably got caught in the crossfire. So he sees Izuku, right? He goes up to him, which Izuku, I'm gonna say, is a melanated child. He is like fucking he's what you call it? He's of a African descent, just because, let's say Poseidon, he is a melanated guy as well. He's brown, so Izuku, he comes out brown as well. But since the whole anime shit in this bitch, it's just gonna have to be this. I'm sorry. But anyway, so he goes up to the child. He's like, "Hey, yo, what are you doing there, little man?" And Izuku's like, "Oh shit, who the fuck is you, nigga?" But he doesn't say it like that. He's like, "Hey, yo," he's like, "My name is Izuku," and because he doesn't have a last name, but he's like, "My name is Izuku." Not Izuku, but he's like, "My name is Give me 2 seconds. My name is Judas." You know what I'm saying? So Poseidon's like, "Hello, Judas," and Izuku's like, "Hey, yo, so who are you?" And Poseidon's like, "Well, I am a god." And Izuku starts laughing. He's like, "Mister, you're funny, but who are you?" And Izuku's like, he's kind of saying this in like a very innocent tone. So Poseidon knows he's not trying to disrespect him, but he still has to assert his position as a god. So Poseidon tries to pick him up with water. He tries to like, what'd you say? Levitate the water towards him so he could like pick him up in like a dome or some shit. But Izuku sees him controlling the water, and Izuku's like, he's like, "What? You can control the water too?" And Poseidon's like, "What do you mean?" "Of course I can. I am the god of the sea." And Izuku's like, "Wow, that's amazing." He's like, "So if I can control the ocean, does that mean I'm a god of the sea too?" Poseidon is like, "Technically yes, but like there can only be one. Like there is no space for more. Uh, if there was a second one, that would mean my like it would have to be one of my children. And I don't remember. Like and you don't seem like one of my children, because usually his children are very aggressive, because they get it from from their father." And so Izuku's like, really? Oh, that does that mean I can just control water and that's it? And Poseidon's like, I don't know what you can do, young man, but judging from those markings on your face, um, you are probably not my child, you know. And Izuku's like, oh, um, he's like, oh, um, probably not then, huh? And Poseidon notices this kid is like sad and stuff, cause um, and he asked the kid why you sad, and Izuku's like, it's just that with you, I kind of like I felt safe. I felt the same feeling I feel when I'm in the ocean and when I connect to the water, you know. And Poseidon is like, and what feeling is that? And Izuku's like, a feeling of belonging, like I'm home. And Poseidon's like, oh damn, this nigga could fucking make me cry and shit. And so, but it's okay though, cause Poseidon leave. He's like, well, just make sure you don't affect the waves or anything. We'll be cool. We'll be Gucci. We'll be fine. So Izuku goes back home, and his parents notice that he can't run far. He can't run fast or like jump high, or he doesn't have like um, good strength, you know, because and usually since gods don't claim weak demigods, you know. So usually the people with the mark on their face, they have some sort of power, like they have like enhanced strength, but not to the degree of Hercules, just enhanced strength somewhat, you know. So his parents think he's cursed, so they take him to a whole the whole not witch doctor, but like a what do you call it? To a seer, you know. And the seer, she's like, yes, the child has been cursed by a god. And they're like, what? Why would a god curse our child? And basically, you know, the seer's like, I don't know. It seems that she was angry that when he was born there was a storm. And they're like, that's it? That's really the reason? And so they go to like this shaman, and they're like, take this curse off our child. But the shaman's like, yo, that was done by a god. I can't undo that shit. And so they go to the three seers or three spinners. I don't remember the names, but they go to those people. You know, the ones that have one eye and they share it in between them. So they go to the three witches, and when they do, the three witches say that there's only one way to uh, remove the curse, and that is by a very powerful shaman. Blah 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 blah. And this shaman, he's like so powerful because he drank the blood of what'd you call it? He drank the blood of Hera to become a not a demigod, but like be empowered by Hera. So you know, whole time Izuku's just been traveling around with his parents trying to get this curse off of him, because they're like, if he had the super strength, maybe he could help with the crops and stuff, you know. And if he had the super speed, he could help with the cattle and all that. So they take him to the shaman. The shaman undoes the spell. The shaman's like, well, you're gonna have to put him in the ocean and let him drift away. If he comes back, that means that he was meant to survive. And they're like, what? What do you mean? He's our child, blah blah. And the shaman's like, I can tell from him that if you make more children, they would be as strong as him or even stronger, you know. And they're like, but he's not strong at all. And the shaman's like, oh, you don't know the half of it. This child, he is very strong. He just had a curse put on his powers when he was young. So put him in the ocean and let him go. If he doesn't come back, that means you need to make another child, and he will be stronger than this one. And the parents are like, yes, we understand. And so the shaman undoes the curse of Sia, because Sia is not that. She's not that powerful of a god. But fucking Hera is. She's the fucking wife of Zeus. So when sorry, so when he undoes the curse, Sia feels it because it's her magic. So when he's put back into the ocean, he's drifting off. He's sleeping because it was painful for him to get the curse undone because all his power would be circulating through his body for the first time, which his whole power is enough to control the entire ocean like Poseidon does. And so Poseidon, he feels this massive, tremendous power going to the ocean, right? And he's like, what the fuck? Because he hasn't felt this. He doesn't feel this for anyone but himself or Zeus. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't feel this unless it's a higher god. So he goes, right? And Poseidon goes in his fucking battle form, and there's waves all around him when he rises up, and they're rigid as fuck. And then, but he's like massive in his form, in this battle form. He's massive, not like human size, like massive, massive. So he comes in his, because if you didn't know, the gods they descendants from the Titans, so they're massive as fuck. So when he comes in his true form, I would say he comes like this, right? And basically he just sees that same boy he saw before. Sorry about that. That's just some stupid shit. Um, so he just sees the same boy he saw before, but this time, Izuku has the red markings on his face, and Poseidon, he's not understanding because he's like, yo, what the fuck? The nigga, he didn't have those red markings on his face last time, because red markings on the face, they are they're the tellers of a strong, strong demigod. Just like in God of War, how Kratos, he has the red markings on his face. That's because, let's just say he's a demigod. I don't give a fuck. He's not a demigod. We all know this. He's a god of war. But the red markings means that the offspring of a god could potentially become a god of his own, not overshadowed by his like parents and shit. You know? So he sees the red marking, he's like, oh shit, what the fuck? Like, how did this kid change his mark? And basically he picks up the kid, and then Judas, he wakes up and he looks at Poseidon, which Poseidon has the same eyes as him, the black ones. And Poseidon's like, what the fuck? Like, you're a god. And then Izuku's like, no, I'm a human. My mommy is a human. My daddy is a human. I'm a human. And while they're arguing, Poseidon realizes, oh shit, I had an affair. Like, he's like, kid, how old are you? And Izuku's like, 1.5. And he's like, oh shit, I had an affair like 2 years ago. This is why this bitch nigga was born. I can't let Sia see this. And he says this out loud. Sia's like, too late. I already saw this like a year and a half ago. And Sia comes and basically, while Poseidon's distracted, she takes the child. She opens a portal and just shoves him through. And that's how Izuku got well, he got transported into the My Hero universe. And when he's transported, Inko and Hasashi, they don't have the ability to have a baby, you know what I'm saying? So they're walking along the beach. Um, and when they are walking around the beach, they see this kid with blue hair, the red markings, and they're like, what the fuck? But the backstory of how he got there is when Sia shoved him through the portal. She couldn't open a portal to another dimension by herself, but she was planning on sending him to another dimension anyway, since he was so strong. He had the red markings and the fucking, what do you mean? The black eyes, you know, because that would mean that he's the strongest Poseidon, and she can't have anybody. She can't have any. She can't have any children of Poseidon being stronger than hers. So she draws from Freya, she draws from Freya and what do you call it? Oh god damn it! What the fuck? So she draws from Freya and she draws from Freya, Zeus, Hades, and Hera. She draws from all of them to send him to another universe, and the reason they let her is because they see that the child has black eyes and the red markings of a demigod, and they're like, "What the fuck? Like this has never happened. Like, um, there has been no prophecy of a child being born like this. He's a complete freak of nature. Like, we cannot allow this to happen because if because in my opinion, Poseidon is the strongest of the gods, you know." And they're like, we cannot have another Poseidon on our hands because whenever Poseidon gets angry, he can beat all the gods by himself because you know he has the whole ocean to his disposal and he could make like water blades and shit. But what solidifies their fear is when they see that Izuku can control water to another degree that Poseidon can't, and that's why his powers were suppressed. And when his powers are finally unlocked, they feel this massive energy that is stronger than they've ever felt, even stronger than Cronus, you know. But this was just for a moment, and since it wasn't like near the ocean or anything, Poseidon Poseidon couldn't feel it, but any other elemental or god in general could feel it. So you know, all the main gods they combine their strength and send him to another universe. And they're like, yes, that's it. The threat is gone. And, you know, Sia, she makes Poseidon get a vasectomy. Just cause, yeah. But so through the whole, you know, Izuku, he's in pain. He's in like massive pain because the amount of gravity this hole exudes. It's not like a black hole because that would kill him instantly, but it's like a lot of gravity on his body, and it's basically like kind of tearing him apart a little bit, and that's why like his arms they're like ripped off like that, like you see there. It's like they're pixelated off. It's like his hands and his hands up to his elbows and then his feet up to his knees. They're just pixelated off. Then when he comes to the other side, they materialize on again, but they're just black, you know, not like that, but they're like black with blue lines running through them. So he just looks badass as fuck. So um, and through this whole Izuku, he clocks everything that he actually probably was a god, and Sia didn't, and Sia probably just because everybody in the Greek world knows the lore of the god, so he's putting it together. I'm a bastard child of Poseidon. I was probably thrown away by him or his wife. He's like probably his wife because Poseidon's kind to his children. He's like, but there's nothing I can do about it now. Let me just see where I am. Then he wakes up and he sees Inko and Hasashi. Um, it's been like 1 minute since you know they found him, but they were praying for a kid. Wait, just before they saw him, so they're like, "Is this like a gift from God or something?" And Izuku he wakes up. Yes. Sorry. So Izuku wakes up, and you know, when he wakes up, they're like, "What the fuck?" Like he has yellow eyes, but they're like, "Yo, it must be his quirk." They're like, "We have to get him to a police station." So get him to a police station. They see he's never been registered or anything, and he's just a complete anomaly. So like, we should adopt him. Like just simple as that. We're gonna adopt him because they still think it's like a blessing of God, and that's where I'm gonna end it off. I'm sorry. I know I haven't even gotten to the real story, but like, bro, I have to go to school. So safely. Have a good day, I meant. Have a good day and safe, my niggas. Shit.